Welcome to Meet the Candidates with the Chronicle News. I'm your host, Ben Mandiel. We're here today with Naaman Thurman, who is going to receive a city council seat through affirmation due to a lack of candidates this year. We wanted to talk to him to see why he decided to put his name in the hat and lead our city for the next couple of years. Thank you for sitting down today with us.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate being here. Thanks for having me.
No worries. I guess just to start, how long have you been in Trinidad, and what other leadership positions have you held?
I've been in Trinidad 6 years now. I moved here from New Orleans with my family and my wife and kids. Leadership roles, I've done a lot of volunteering when I first got here. I was volunteered for the food co-op when they first got to start here in Trinidad back in, I want to say 16. That was very interesting. I was able to meet most of the community that way. That's how they got to know me. Also been here at the lovely theater now. What is it now? Main Street. And back when it's the SCRT, I was in a couple of plays, and that was also very interesting. I was able to meet most of the community and got my foot in the door and did some farmers markets, did a lot of catering gigs for marijuana and cannabis, and so I made it my purpose to come to town and not take anything from the town. You know, they didn't have a lot to give me, but so I took what I brought to the table and made it blossom into what you see today as a candidate for city council.
How do you think that, how do you think, your experience since coming here has prepared you for this seat?
Small business, the way of small business. So like Trinidad has a really nice tight-knit community of small business-minded people that come to this town, and I would say they were escaping gentrification from other towns possibly, or wanted a more small town effect. So I jumped in as a small business owner, and then I realized I'm in it for the long haul, being here in Trinidad and making positive moves like that in small business. So I took it to the initiative of jumping into politics, because here I am with the other candidates, Rusty Goodall, Pat Howlett, Phil Rico. All those guys are viable candidates, but they also have one thing in common that they have in common with me, and that's small business. So I mirrored myself and saw myself in those guys in the footsteps before me, and I decided to jump into politics.
What is your vision for what you hope to accomplish while on city council? I guess what's your vision for Trinidad?
At this point, we're talking about a 4-year stint in city council, so I'm just going to dedicate this first 6 months. We'll revisit this in 6 months and learn the biz, learn politics, learn the movements of politicians and city affairs.
Okay. And I guess going forward after 6 months, what do you hope that, are there policies that you think you might want to get changed, new initiatives that the city could be going after in terms of development or anything like that?
Definitely, we're people around town in this large county, the largest county in the state, are talking about housing here in town. So I'm sure that's going to be a topic to be tackled. I'm not even sure that you can solve a housing problem. You probably can add more services.
What do you mean more services?
More healthcare services, probably more food services as far as free lunch programs, even some kind of small town work visa. I don't know if that's the right term, but maybe they want to come to town and work for a couple of weeks, couple of months, and get some things going where they don't have to have a full-time job. And everybody who's homeless is not everybody who's houseless is not homeless. You see what I'm saying? Some people, I think the perception of people coming through here as transients, they put those people in the same category as homeless, but you have a bunch of people who are from Trinidad who need services. So I think we need to change the term homelessness to houselessness. You know what I mean? So we won't have this broad stroke of words to push people to the side and, you know what I mean, not have it to where, okay, they're homeless and then keep it trucking. You know what I mean? We need more services and probably more houses, considering we have an influx of people coming in from Denver, Springs, other states, California, Texas. So, you know, small town like this needs to be prepared to bring all, you know, to have people coming in this town to live and work. So if you want more jobs, you got to have more houses. So,
How do you think you can help bring more housing to Trinidad? I mean, it's something to talk about in council quite a bit.
probably more developers. We got the major developer here is it Jay Tremino? I would assume, yeah, right. He's put the most money in the town, but he can't. A person like that shouldn't carry the load. You know, we need more construction. We've got a couple of guys here that do construction, so we need more things like construction, HVAC, framers, roofers, that labor jobs. You know what I mean?
So you think we need to be training more people for this?
Possibly training more people, giving incentives to people who work on the internet from home to come live here in Trinidad. If you can't provide work services, people work remotely. Is what I'm trying to get at. People work remotely and probably want to come to a small town like this that has outdoor rec and biking and wellness and marijuana, you know. So.
And do you have any ideas on how the city, and I guess I don't know if this is a concern for you, diversifying its economy and finding new tax revenue for the city? You know, there's kind of mention of concerns with the marijuana happening in New Mexico and this Prop 119, and
Right.
so they have talked about a concern of, you know, maybe not being diversified enough. I don't know if this is a issue you see as well, and if so, how do you think we could address that?
Marijuana, and we're still in its infancy stage, so we need to move into hemp production. Sooner or later, we can't smoke all the pot. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to use hemp to make fabrics. It could be textiles. It could be sheetrock. It could be brick. It could be, you know, we're just still toiling around with the idea of what the implications of marijuana is. So, you know, we can get there quickly if this town decides it wants to be an industrial hemp situation.
And I guess, how do you see yourself communicating with your constituents after taking office?
Like I said, the first 6 months to a year, I'm in student mode. I'm not really trying to. I'm trying to soak up as much information as in Trinidad, Los Animas County, and City Council as much as possible. And at this time, you have 3 candidates running for. You have 1 re-elect and 2 candidates running for that seat. So my seat is pretty much solid. So I get to sit back and wait for the new guy or girl or the one that's already there and let them, you know, feed me what's on the table. And I get to look and see what's on the table. And then I'm a student. So like I said, 6 months from now, you're probably looking at a different animal.
Yeah, is there anything else that we haven't asked that you want to get out there?
I think you hit all bases, but like I said, all 3 candidates are great. I have personal relationships with them outside of politics, in the business world. Pat Howlett with Tidbits, Phil Rico he used to work at the Builder Supply, and Rusty Goodall, local favorite with Blues Fest. So I know those guys, and I'm just happy to be part of what Trinidad has to offer, and I'm glad that you guys are welcoming me here and want me to be part of politics.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us today.
All right.
Thank you.
Right on, man. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again.